Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is the Call Flow Radio Show. Your time right now is 8:07, and I am joined today with one Dan Albus.
Dan Albus.
Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I still can't hear, but
that's
okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I think the other.
I can use these headsets
if you want to.
I don't know why these don't work.
You don't have.
Good
to.
morning.
Good morning, Dan.
Hey.
How's it?
It's
how's
been a
it
while
going?
since I've been here.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and yeah. I mean, I knew you by name, but I don't think I've heard your voice. So yeah.
See if this will work. Hello, testing. What? I still don't hear anything.
Oh, you know what? Let me
Maybe
try
it's,
something. Let me try something, Dan.
I don't need to hear myself anyway. But yeah, Noah and I are really getting to know each other. I just met him briefly once last week, and now we have starting to commiserate here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to teach me how to pronounce your last name.
Oh, okay. So it's Messarge.
Messarge.
It's M-E.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it right that time.
Messarge.
Yeah, Messarge. Almost like a mess. Like there's a big mess in the other room, and then there's a sergeant right here. It's like Messargent.
A lot of mess right here
Yeah,
standing.
that's right. No. Oh man, Dan, that's great. I mean, well, we're glad to have you. You know, John's on vacation.
Yeah.
A much needed and well deserved vacation. I don't want to say much needed, but a well deserved vacation.
Yeah. I didn't think that guy would ever take a vacation.
I know. Yeah.
But he's gone to Disney World.
Yeah, one of the Disneys.
Right, with his nephew.
Mm-hmm. Yep, with nephew and his sister and maybe like his dad. I'm not sure.
His dad went as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, yes.
Hopefully having a good time down there, John. If you're listening, hopefully you're hopefully maybe sleeping in for a change.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that would be great. Do you think?
I'm glad to be here.
Do you think he would do you think John's the type of guy to fall asleep in a car ride, like to sleep in the back seat, or is he just up the entire time?
I don't think so. Not if there's other people around.
Okay.
I don't think so. I'm not going to be able to hear this person. Let me.
Oh, wait, that's. Hey, caller, you're on the air. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you hear me?
I don't hear.
Hello?
No massage.
Yes, Barry.
Dan Albus, welcome back to the Call Flow Show, buddy.
Okay. Give me 1 second, Barry. Do you mind calling me back in like 2 minutes? We're just trying to work on one thing.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, thank you, Barry. All right, Dan. Let me work on your headset real fast. But maybe while I work on that, do you want to tell me about how you've been doing?
Well, I've been doing fine. One thing I was surprised. I mean, it's been a while since I've been to Farmville. I used to come like every once or twice a week. Anyway, I live in Crew. Don't hold that against me. And the one thing I noticed, it's been so long. I came and I noticed that there's now there's a stoplight at 3rd and North. There wasn't one there before when I was here last time, but now there is. So I'm glad to see that. So I'm glad Farmville's doing something about that. And otherwise, I've been kind of busy. Yeah. For those who don't know, I've been out of town for a couple of months. Just to bring you up to date, my daughter, I have one. Oh, these work. Yeah, I can hear now. Okay. Yeah, maybe I don't want to hear so much, but nonetheless. Now, for people that don't know, my daughter has been diagnosed with some throat cancer. That happen in March, and the only treatment that we were doing is called a treatment called proton therapy. Proton therapy. There's only 2 proton therapy facilities in the state of Virginia. One's in Northern Virginia, one's in Hampton. It's the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute. And that's where we went, and we were there for 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. So where she takes this treatment, what I call a proton blaster. And she was there for 8 weeks getting blasted every day.
Wow.
And it's really good progress. She couldn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she's a school teacher. And when she got this, she almost died twice. Cut off her breathing. It was right there in the trachea area. And To make a long story short, UVA was where we were up, and they had to put a tracheostomy in for her to breathe. And from that, she couldn't talk for a while. So now she can talk. Oh. So things are making progress. It's coming. And at the time, the only solution there was to do this proton therapy. People that don't know about that, there's a difference between most radiation is photon, with a P-H-O-T-O-N. Mm-hmm. This particular radiation treatment is proton. You probably learned about proton in high school, right? And it's and what they have there is a thing called a cyclotron, which produces the protons. And the cyclotron is massive. We're talking about over 91 tons, takes a lot of water, and from there they produces the protons, and it's very specific. It actually looks like something out of Star Trek.
Wow.
It's fairly new. It's only been around about 20 years, but it's only just now catching on. And if people don't realize that, a lot of oncologists now still don't know about it. There are only 45, right now there were 45 proton treatment centers in the country. But that's growing, as a matter of fact. St. Jude's is actually building one now, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, for their cancer. They have them over in Europe now, so it's coming along. It's not as evasive as photon. And this is pretty amazing. It works. You see a lot of people there with prostate cancer. It avoids surgery. A lot of people with prostate cancer, with breast cancer, throat cancer, brain cancer. I mean, this thing is amazing.
Wow, that is really exciting news.
It is. It is. Insurance companies now, Virginia just passed the law. The state did that. For a long time, insurance companies wouldn't recognize it because it was still fairly new. But Virginia, a lot of other states too have passed the law and know they have to do that now. And in Virginia now, they have been doing that. So, and it works. So far, they've had a pretty good success with it. And it's less than, you don't lose your hair, and it's less than, there's no pain, really a lot of pain involved at all. So it's pretty amazing how the progress that's been made there. So that's where I've been, in Hampton. And I have to say, I grew up in Tidewater, but I hadn't been to the Hampton area to over the peninsula because I was down in Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake area most of the time. And the only time we went over to that side of across the river was, if we had a football game or something.
Something that, yeah.
But I was impressed. Hampton has come a long way. I had not seen Hampton in probably 30 years.
Wow.
I remember working in Norfolk, we did a lot of shows at the Hampton Coliseum. A lot of groups and everything the station used to bring in there. So we'd go over there and do that. This was even before Norfolk Scope was built. And it was pretty amazing. Hampton is just beautiful. They have done an amazing job there. It was just incredible. The Coliseum Boulevard, it's manicured. There's walking paths all over the place. We found one across the street from where we were staying. This went around a golf course, which had 3 9-holes. No, I didn't get to play. We were busy. But it had like a 4.5-mile walking course. And, of course, we were not far from Langley. So every day you get used to the sound. Every day you had these jets flying over, practicing. You get used to the sound. It was something, first time you hear it, it goes, oh my gosh. But tons of those. But that's where I've been. That's what I've been up to. So it's good to be back in the saddle. She's doing fine. She, like I say, she's a teacher. And we had this last week, we went up for UVA. They did what they call a dilation, which gives her more air up there because the tumors in her are now dying. And so she's breathing. And you need air up through that area in order to talk. Yeah. And so she's talking, and as a teacher, you need to. She's a special needs teacher too, as a matter of fact, and she starts. She's excited. She'll start in a couple of weeks. She will be specializing with the autistic children. So especially teaches them how to communicate and things like that. So she has her credentials, and she has experience from that. She was in Charles City County as their special needs coordinator, but now she will be at Henrico County. They actually wanted her to take care of the autistic some children that they have, which comes from the county there. So that's taken place. So she another miraculous cure So we thank God for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, what have you been up to?
Oh man, well, Dan, that's great. I mean, you've been busier than me, I think.
There's been something else.
A lot of stuff going on. Yeah. I've just been dealing with John Staten. No, I'm kidding. No, we were just like working a lot together, getting to know him a lot more. So that's pretty cool. But
yeah, I've been listening to you guys when I get a chance. So it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
And by the way, the telephone lines are open if you want to call.
Absolutely.
You can call us at 434-394-0924. And we'd love to hear from you. We got a lot to talk about. I'm a kind of a history buff, if John didn't tell you.
No, John did not tell me.
I always love to do this day in history.
Okay, yes,
so I'm
absolutely.
going to do those. So let's see. Today is the 29th of July. All right. It was on this date in 1836. The newly completed, and I hope I say this right. Mm-hmm. I'm not big on French. Arc de Triomphe.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds right to me.
I couldn't even pronounce your last name. But, anyway, I was inaugurated in Paris, and that was 1836, which, of course, that brings up the Olympics.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Have you seen any of the Olympics?
I saw some pictures from it, from the opening ceremony.
The Satanic Olympics?
That's what okay.
Calling it now.
That's what I had people say. Well, people were like, "Oh, it's Satanic Panic." Feels like we're back in the 90s again. But yeah, no, I saw pictures of it, and I was like, well, I don't know.
It was pretty bad.
Was it really pretty bad?
It really was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I think France should be in Paris. The Olympic Committee had panicked. They have contacted all of the social media outlets like Twitter, now known as X, and Facebook, and said, "Hey, we own the rights to those things. You got to pull those off.
Yeah.
We don't want those. They've never done that before.
Yeah, never. It's always been public. I
don't think France should apologize, but they haven't yet. So. It was just an attack on Christianity.
Yeah,
it's just an absolute mockery of all of that, and it was pretty disgusting. And now people are saying we're boycotting the Olympics. Sponsors of NBC already have notified, but they've pulled their ads.
Interesting.
I don't know if people know that yet or not.
No.
But some have. So the effects are being felt there.
Yeah,
pretty much. But
big domino effect. Interesting.
So if anyone wants to talk about that,
that would be interesting to get into. Yeah.
Anyway,
that's great.
And there's some new things going on at the Olympics. Just the last Olympics, I think, was the first time they added golf back in there. That's of course my main interest. But now I understand they've added some new stuff as well in there. So,
okay. Yeah.
I don't know. They had so much stuff.
Yeah. I haven't really been keeping up with the Olympics that much. Just the whole drama with the opening ceremony. That's all. Yeah.
1858, on this date, the United States and Japan signed the Harris Treaty, formalizing diplomatic relations, trading rights between the two countries. That was to our advantage, actually.
Yeah.
1890, artist Vincent van Gogh, 37 years old, apparently died of an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound in this, I'm not even going to try it, in this place in France. It was kind of weird. This artist.
Yeah, great artist.
We have an artist in the family up in New York. She's kind of weird, too. Mm-hmm. It's nice.
Starry Night is a classic.
Vincent, it is.
Yeah.
Vincent van Gogh. 1914, transcontinental telephone service in the U.S. became operational with the first test conversation. That was between New York and San Francisco. In 1921, Adolf Hitler became the leader of the National Socialist German Workers, which spells Nazi, actually, party. We know where that led.
Yeah.
1954, the first volume of J.R.R. Tolkien's novel, The Lord of the Rings, which was The Fellowship of the Ring, was published. You look like a Lord of the Rings fan.
A little bit. My girlfriend's a real big fan, and I kind of grew up with them. Like a lot of my siblings would watch those movies, and I would watch them with them, but never the biggest fan. I know so many more people that would they're so more passionate about the Lord of the Rings, where I'm kind of so about it. Yeah. Are you a big fan?
I am a fan of J.R.R. Tolkien. I read the books before the movies.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Of course, he was a Christian, and that's the way he wrote the books too. Basically based on biblical themes there. But yeah, I do have an older grandson who is a big fan. of that and the movies. So,
did you ever watch those like the 70s like animated movies? Wasn't there like the Lord of the Rings like animated film back in the 70s? Something.
There might have been. But
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I did not see those.
Got you.
Let's see, what else? 1957 on this date, the International Atomic Energy Agency was established. 1958, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act, creating NASA. That was in 1958. And gosh, 11 years later, they're walking on the moon.
Yeah.
That was really good. July 29th, 1967, an accidental rocket launch on the deck of the supercarrier USS Forrestal in the Gulf of Tonkin resulted in a fire and explosion. That was in 67. 134 service members lost their lives.
Wow.
1981, Britain's Prince Charles married Lady Diana Spencer in a glittering ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, which was supposed to be lasting forever. The couple divorced in 1996.
Yeah.
It was 1986, a federal jury in New York found that the National Football League had committed an antitrust violation against the rival United States Football League, but the jury ordered the NFL to pay token damages of just $3.
Wow. Really breaking the bank with that.
Yeah, I looked at some NFL ticket prices recently. I think the Washington Commanders or the Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know how a family of four can afford to go to these games.
They're pretty expensive.
Might as well go to Disney World.
Might as well.
Which actually I think costs more. Have you seen the tickets for the price of a Disney World?
No.
Yeah, John's going to be shocked. It's probably all he'll talk about when he gets back.
Are you a big football fan at all?
Big college.
Okay,
fan.
big
I
college.
love college football. Yeah, was in a fantasy league, NFL fantasy league for years with some friends, but when all that shenanigans started a few years ago, everybody said, I don't want to do this anymore. But now I've been invited to join another one with some friends of mine in Texas. So
Okay.
I might do that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun. I always enjoyed it.
Okay.
What else we have going on here? In 2021, American Sunisa Lee won the gold medal in women's all-around gymnastics at the Tokyo Games. She was the fifth straight American woman to claim the Olympic title in the event. And that's what's happening in the Olympics.
Wow. That's a good history sum up right there, Dan. That's a good list.
I love day in history.
Yeah.
I love doing it. By the way, I want to say, if you haven't heard yet, I want to say congratulations. Hampton Sydney has a new baseball coach.
Excellent.
I follow that. Yeah, Michael Mulvey. He is from Marietta College, which obviously isn't from Ohio there. What I read, he's been very successful with the Division III baseball. So congratulations to Hampton Sydney and all of that. So
yeah. Good luck with that, guys.
Yeah. Telephone lines are open.
Yes,
394-0924. Barry, I can hear you now.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I thought Barry was going to call back, but you know what? Yeah, the phone line was still on there. I'm sorry, Barry, if you were trying to call in, but we are back, and yep, John, I can hear you. Dan can hear you.
By the way, speaking of phones,
absolutely,
I do want to announce here: if you live in the Crew area, if you have landlines from Brightspeed, they were lost over the weekend.
Okay,
there were no phone service from Brightspeed. They had some problems. That apparently has been fixed as of sometime yesterday.
Okay.
So if you live in that area, if you didn't have a phone, nobody could call out, nobody could call in, but they've apparently fixed the problem now. So
very handy.
Phones in Crew area should be working. Landlines anyway.
Okay. And we do have a caller, and this might be Barry. Caller, you're on the air.
Noah Massage and Dan Alvis, welcome back to the Call Full Radio Show.
It's massage. Is that French by any chance?
I think it's Polish, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something else, I'll tell you that. It was good to hear Dan Alvis back. Welcome. Dan, are you back for regular basis now?
I'm filling in. Well, John's on vacation, so I had some free time this week, and so while John's gone, I'm sort of helping out here for a couple of days.
I heard he was wanted in Disney World. Yeah, somebody said they needed another clown.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, it's good to have you back, Dan, and hopefully we're going to hear more of you. And you are always one of the favorites at WFLO. And
I don't know about that.
I'm glad you're back.
Why owe you money?
I'll tell you later. I might have to send you a bill first of the month. And, of course, it's always good to hear Henry on Tuesday and Thursday. And I thought maybe y'all done forgot about me. I had 25 sets of 4 rings each to get through.
Oh, my goodness. 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that was a long 2 minutes, too. Yeah, that's what John told me, 2 minutes. And I'm like, well, then you had to give a little history and everything. So I understand all that. But I just wanted to let you know we welcome you back, Dan, to the radio staff there at Flow Radio, and I know you're going to do a good job.
It's always good. Like I say, if you're in radio, it kind of gets in your blood. Then it becomes like an addiction.
That's right.
It's always good to come back once in a while.
Well, I have 2 things going in the morning when y'all are home. I'm doing 2 different things. I've got Flow Radio going and the TV turned down and watching Hot Bench, Court TV. I love Court TV, and I watch it every morning.
Yeah.
Yep. I have it turned down, watching the TV and listening to the radio at the same time. So, you can do 2 things at one time if you put a mind to it.
That's right. Yeah.
But anyway, Dan, welcome back. Continue the good work, and
Appreciate it.
Flow Radio is one of our favorites.
Yeah, I love Flow Radio. I started 2010. Part time. That's with Francis. It's been almost a year now since we've lost Francis, and I still think about him. Still got his books, and anyway, we miss him.
Fran is greatly missed, and so is Henry. But we do get to hear Henry on Tuesday and Thursday. And Henry's our buddy. He's certainly probably one of the longest time radio announcers.
I talked to Henry the other day, as a matter of fact, and I asked him what he's planning. He's covering right now the history of Flow, and I think he has some more tomorrow when he calls. I think he's going to have some more tidbits about
that's good.
The old days of WFLO and some of the people there, which
good. Well, I understand he's still with his daughter in Lynchburg, and he's taking good care of him, and I think she's still teaching school and everything.
Is.
So
she's still teaching school.
So our best to Henry and all the staff, and we love all of y'all, and just y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
Appreciate
you, Barry.
Y'all have a good week.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Henry is Henry. I think Henry will. I don't care how old he gets. He's always going to be Henry.
Yep. Yeah. I like how he talks. He talks like just like a stereotypical this is how it is in the South. I don't know. He's got that twang, and his story is like how he builds up a story. It's just so it's like a roller coaster ride almost.
Well, he's done it for so long.
Yeah.
He's done. I don't know how he has that memory. How he remembers all of this stuff. That is amazing.
It really is.
I mean, like I told you, when I first came to Flow, that first year for him, I was like fresh meat. I heard every joke, everything, and none of them were ever repeated the whole year. Every time I went in there, everybody else had all heard them all.
Yeah.
And he still every time we talk on the phone, I'm going to hear another joke, some kind of corny joke.
Yeah.
So that's just Henry.
Oh man, that's great.
I do believe he's probably, and I think I mentioned this to you, he has to be. No research has been done. Probably the oldest living, I guess you would say, DJ, radio broadcaster ever in the state of Virginia.
I mean, I would believe it.
1956, 57, up till just a few years ago.
Yeah. So
that's a long,
incredible
time
career.
To be on the
Incredible. Yes. Well, hey, Dan, the time it is 8:30 right now.
Already.
It's when we do the business. We got some business to attend to, like the weather, and also the birthday calendar. We're going to get into the weather first, though. This edition of the weather is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. With over 30 years of banking experience, I'm here to help you finance your commercial, agricultural, or personal project. Give us a call at 391-1136 or stop by our downtown office at 216 North Main Street, where you'll find old-school personal assistance with attention to detail. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
All right, the weather forecast for today and this week. Today, slight chance of showers between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Then a chance of rain and thunderstorms with a high around 84. Tonight, chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 69. Tuesday, chance of showers with a high around 85. Tuesday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low around 70. And Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Mostly sunny with a high around 93. Currently, right now, it is 73 degrees in Farmville. Fair skies, humidity 87%. Wind speed, south winds 5 miles an hour. Barometer reading a steady 30.03 in Farmville. And dew point is at 69 degrees, apparently. And that's going to conclude the weather. The Bank of Charlotte County, with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte County, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. Alrighty, it is now time for the birthday calendar. The birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
All right, the time is Dan Albus. Dan, it's your time.
New birthday music.
Yeah. Thought I'd change it up a little bit.
That's all right. We have a couple of announcements here for birthdays on July 29th. Mm-hmm. And so happy birthday to Ann Williams and Peter Leto.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We have one anniversary, too. We're going to do that, too.
Yeah, go for it.
Happy anniversary to Billy and Linda Strickland, having their anniversary today. Don't know how many years, but...
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, if you have a birthday or you know somebody who does, you can call in at 434-394-0924 and let us know. Or if you want to email those, you can email them to birthdays@wflo.net. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, on Main Street in Farmville. All right, Dan. Well, that's the birthday.
Hey, speaking of birthday, if you're having a birthday today, celebrities are
yes,
having birthdays.
Absolutely.
Robert Fuller, actor, Laramie, Emergency. You probably don't remember those shows.
I really don't, yeah.
Young guy.
Yeah.
91 years old today is Robert Fuller.
Wow.
Roz Kelly on Happy Days. That was a great show. 82. Keyboardist Neil Dowdy of REO Speedwagon. I'm sure you know them.
I do know the name.
He's 78. Actor Mike Starr of Goodfellas and Ed is 74. Documentary maker Ken Burns, by the way, done some great documentaries.
Yep, Ken Burns.
He actually came to Farmville, Hampden, Sydney, I believe.
No way.
Yeah, several years ago. Chris Brochon has a signed poster from Ken, who was there.
Very cool.
He's how old is he? He's 71 today. TV personality Tim Gunn from Project Runway is 71. Singer bassist Geddy Lee of Rush.
Yes.
I love Rush.
Yeah, Rush is great.
Rush is 71 years of age today. Big baseball fan, by the way. He's up in Canada.
Did not know that.
Oh yeah. He's a big baseball fan. Let's see, who else here? Who do we know? Actor Alexandra Paul of Baywatch is 61. Actor Dean Haglund of The X-Files. That was a good show, too. It was a weird show.
I'm rewatching this show right now with my girlfriend. Yeah, very great, very great.
59 years of age. Country singer Martina McBride is 58. Actor Will Wheaton of Star Trek, The Next Generation, in the movie Stand By Me. He also made appearances on The Big Bang Theory. He's only 52.
Wow.
I thought he was older than that. Wayne Morris of Boyz II Men is 51. Country singer James Otto is 51. Here's a musician Danger Mouse. Do you know a guy named Danger Mouse?
I can't say that I do.
That would be a neat first name.
Yeah, Danger.
Danger. What's your name? Danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would go big in a bar.
That would.
But, my name's Danger. You
Yeah.
want to make something of it? He's 47 years old today too. The rest of these people, I don't know who they are. So.
Wow. Doesn't hurt. Yeah. Well, that's very cool. Ken Burns and wow, the Rush drummer. Like there's a lot of good birthdays today. Today's a good day to be born. But yes,
Neil Peart, I still think was probably one of the greatest drummers, rock and roll
hear
drummers
that
ever.
Occasionally, yeah.
He was very unique, very innovative. He he came up with the keyboard drums, as a matter of fact, and he was great.
What are some of the?
He's no longer with us.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He was great. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other bands that you like to listen to? Kind of like in the same vein as Rush.
Put me on the spot. I listen to all genres of music.
Okay.
I really do. I hear you're a blues guy.
Yeah. Well, I like a little jazz, like Nat King Cole, and obviously, Johnny Mathis isn't really jazz, but I don't know. I just like I like older music. I like newer music. Mm-hmm. Nirvana's okay. So, I really have no...
But your first choice is blues? Electric blues, maybe? You like electric blues?
It depends on
Joe Bonamassa?
Oh, man. Dan, that does sound appealing. And just, I don't know.
I like Joe Bonamassa. He's good.
It kind of depends on... It really depends on my mood solely, I think.
Yeah.
I can't... I don't know. Just if I'm feeling blues, I'm going to listen to the blues. But if not, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, from my perspective, it's still 60s music. Mm-hmm. I think is still some of the best decade for music because everything changed and everything coming out. Of course, we got the Beatles that came out, and things were coming from Elvis and the 50s music, and then you got the Beach Boys. I just think the 60s music is still fun to listen to.
It's very fun music. Very, very creative. Sonny and Cher, like classics. I don't think John likes Sonny and Cher, believe it or not. Yeah. I think he thinks that's like too soft. I'm kidding. No.
You probably Paul Butterfield?
Don't know. No, I actually don't know Paul Butterfield. I feel like I should though. That sounds like a name I should know.
Paul Butterfield Blues Band from he was where was he in the 70s? Going back to the 70s and 80s. He used to go around. I got a chance to meet him. As a matter of fact, it was at Virginia Beach Dome.
Okay.
We had brought him in when I was working in Norfolk, and he was very strict. Paul Butterfield Blues Band. If any member of his band was using drugs or even or had any drug, they were immediately fired.
Wow.
He was very strict like that.
Interesting. You said that's a 60s band?
70s.
70s?
More 70s than anything
Interesting.
else. Yeah. Huh. So, telephone lines are open, man. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. 434-394-0924 is the phone number. Oh, and we got a call. All right, we'll go ahead and take this. Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, good morning, man.
How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Fine, thank you.
Good morning, men. You sound ex-military.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys. Hey, dudes. Speaking of that, I was in a construction site, and there was a guy that he was an inspector, okay? And he come into the trailer, the office trailer, and I was like, hey, dude, what's up? And he got so offended that he went and he called my bosses. Do you know what did it mean something bad at some time in history?
Hey, dude?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, the reference to dude.
Yeah.
Years ago, was it, what were they, dudes and dandies and
Dudettes.
Okay. Oh, Lord. But, no, I called about the, I thought, did you guys watch the opening ceremonies?
Did,
I saw images, like photographs of it. I didn't see any video or film of it.
Your sidekick, he said he watched them?
I'm assuming that he...
Yeah.
Dan Albus, Dan Albus did see them.
I did see the opening ceremony on Friday.
I think, yeah, that's right.
Did you like it? Did you find it? I found it very morbid, and then they made sexual references as well.
Well, the new name now is the Satanic Olympics, and a total attack on Christianity, a mockery of Christianity. I think France should be embarrassed, and they should apologize.
Oh, really? Yes. And then the major references to Marie Antoinette off with her head, and then it seemed like the river was just lined with her heads.
Well, I think the presentation of the what they did with the Last Supper, that was totally uncalled for with what they did there, and some of the stuff, and just
oh yes.
And the Pale Rider which comes from Revelation. It was it's just over.
Okay, that's what that was in reference to. Okay.
Yeah, that comes from Revelation. That was just a total attack, in my opinion, on the Christian belief. I noticed they didn't attack Muhammad. They didn't do anything.
Oh my gosh. But then they go ahead.
But I just it was just thoroughly disgusting. Like I was telling Noah, from that, a lot of sponsors actually contacted NBC and pulled their ads.
Yeah.
Really? Good.
Yeah, all over the internet just exploded. With people in outrage. And so sponsors have pulled out. The Olympic Committee panicked, and they have demanded all of the social media sites who people are posting those, they need to pull those because they have rights to that, they say, and so they're not allowed to do that. So they've never done that. Yeah. They've never done that before, so they're trying to bury it as quickly as they can.
Yep.
It's already out there, so it's not going to work.
Yeah, and then
that's right.
When they were in the library, they did the reference to Menage a Trois, and then
oh yeah,
yeah, there was I was
Celine Dion. Now she was good.
Yeah,
it's a shame because you had these parts that were really good, and she was excellent. Considering she's battling, some sickness, and she did an amazing. Still has that amazing voice, and because at one time she thought she had lost her voice, but unfortunately it's been overshadowed. All of that's been overshadowed by all of this garbage that they threw up there. In these references.
I know. Well, I'm so glad I had somebody else. I found somebody that saw what I saw.
Oh, you go on the internet. There are millions. So it's not. Yeah.
Okay. Just talking to people around town, and they're like, "Oh, I thought it was great. It was, blah blah blah." All right. Yeah, I thought it was just boring as well. It was really boring.
You think about the one in Tokyo 4 years ago. I mean, the one in Tokyo was tremendous. They had all those laser lights and everything else. That was an incredible show. Compared to this one.
Then can you imagine the pressure to? It's almost like you have to be better than the event before. So I guess now they're starting at zero again.
Yeah.
So,
probably.
But anyway,
might be a while before France gets another one.
Yeah.
I got a question, and I think it is in. I didn't even know where I saw the ad, but they were talking about the Presidential Park. Have you guys ever been there or saw it, or is it in Williamsburg with the big heads that are all deteriorating?
They actually there's a history on that goes back quite a while. I can't remember how long ago, but those heads were made for something else. That went bankrupt or whatever. Yep. They didn't know what to do with them. They brought them to Williams, and they figured, hey, here's a good place to take them. And so somebody stepped in and said, let's just put them in this park. People can walk around and look at them. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've not been there. But I have you been there?
No, but I thought I got out of it that they the guy that purchased the heads really tried to create a nice park, walkways and I guess little explanations.
Really? Yeah.
And it did really, really bad. And then he just started to store them all, and they deteriorated really bad.
Oh, that's a shame.
So he started to charge admission, and he's making more money than it was when everything was nice and tidy and the manicured lawns. Now people are walking around puddles and grass and
It's amazing, isn't it? When it's free, nobody likes it. When they have to pay, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, I used to live in Williamsburg. I used to live down there.
How long did you live in Williamsburg,
I
Dan?
lived there about 10 years. I lived in the 70s.
Oh.
I
Okay.
was a program director down there for a while.
Oh, nice.
For,
How do you
for the
like
park?
it?
I loved it.
Oh, interesting.
It was great. It's a great place to live.
Have you been to Colonial Williamsburg? Or that's sorry,
Yeah.
but like the
if you live there,
Yeah.
if you were a resident of Williamsburg, you got resident passes.
Yeah.
For Colonial Williamsburg, so we had because you're always, and it was smart of them to do that because you always have visitors coming, relatives, things like that, and that's where they're going to go. So you're going to take them if you got a free pass, they're going to pay. But I was there when they built Busch Gardens, and of course Anheuser-Busch built the brewery there. We didn't get free passes for that, except through the station.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, my wife and I were one of the first. We were one of the first people who were able to ride the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh,
We were the first ones. We had that thing. And so, it was nice.
Oh,
I love living in Williamsburg. It's great. The colonial section is just amazing. It's a pretty town. I was living there before there was even a McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
Because they had certain restrictions. You could not have certain signs. You could not do certain things. So they have really strict restrictions on when you're coming in there, what kind of things you can put up. But now it's really crowded. It is. I went through there about a month ago or so. I went back there. And, I used to know my way around there. I'd get lost now.
Oh.
A lot of people, a lot of retirees have moved down. Things like that.
Do the restrictions still exist, or do they cave?
I don't know. They were very strict back then. I imagine they still are. Colonial Williamsburg wants to protect their image. Because it's a really nice image, and they've really done. And of course, William and Mary's right there as well. I loved William and Mary. I had, especially because I had season passes for the football games and the basketball season.
Nice.
And the station I was at the time, we were the flagship station. For that, so going out. So it was nice.
What kind of music did you guys play at the other station you were
it
at?
was basically contemporary. There's an AM/FM there, so
very cool.
Oh.
I think they're still there. It's the AM's there. I think the FM is no longer there.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm going to hang up. Maybe somebody else wants to call about the Olympics or something. And I thank both of you for your time. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you for that call, caller. And again, the phone lines are open. The number is 434-394-0924 if you want to call in and talk to me and Dan about the Olympics or about the weather now, or honestly anything.
85% humidity, by the way, so it's going to feel harder than... a couple of little tidbits here. This is kind of interesting things I picked up. What's scarier than a shark? A shark on cocaine.
There you go.
All right. This is not. It's not. You remember that movie Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear. That just came out a couple of years.
Yeah. They had 13 sharks off the coast of Brazil. They've tested positive for the drug cocaine.
Oh, goodness.
And this comes from Science of the Total Environment, some kind of magazine. Cocaines have been found in other marine life. The concentrations that they have found in the sharks were up 100 times higher than what's previously been detected. And they can't say why, other than the drug trade down there. When they're carrying these things on boats, the cocaine packs. Then when the authorities start closing out on them, they throw these cocaine packs overboard. So these sharks are eating these bricks of cocaine dumped by. What else could we be? Are you going to the beach? Well, let me tell you about sharks.
Oh, man. Yeah.
These sharks are on cocaine.
Yeah. The sharks are already unpredictable enough. Imagine pumping them full. That's crazy. Somebody's missing a lot of cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I do not want to encounter a shark.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, at least it's getting used, right? No, I'm kidding. No, that's true. Yikes.
I don't know.
Man.
Then there was the Red Lobster. Is financially, is not doing well.
That's right.
But someone there was an anomaly, scientific anomaly. Someone almost ate dinner there at the Red Lobster, an orange lobster. And what happened was they had an orange lobster there, a dishwasher that worked at Red Lobster. This is in one of the Colorado locations. Spotted this orange lobster. Right, and he saved it. because it's an orange. This particular orange is an ultra rare lobster. It's 1 in 30 million.
Wow. Okay.
And right now, it's been taken to the University of New England, and there, this lobster gets to live out his life at the Denver Aquarium.
Wow.
And meanwhile, all his red-looking friends are.
It's like, hey,
They're
where
gonna
did
be boiled
Steve
alive,
go?
man.
Yeah.
They're gonna. They're on the menu, unfortunately. What can you say?
Oh man.
Do you guys have the story last week about the Wienermobile flipping over?
Not at all. I totally missed that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Wienermobile. You know the Wienermobile, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a 15-foot long hot dog. It had an accident following a high-speed collision. It flipped over. It collided with another car. It was laying on its side. This is in Illinois, on an Illinois highway. There, luckily, no one was injured. There were 2 wiener passengers.
And hot dog
Wouldn't
suits.
you love to have that job
Yeah.
for the summer? What a great summer job, driving the Wienermobile around,
Yeah.
promoting. Anyway, they're called hot doggers. By the way. But they I hate to say this, but can you imagine if they hadn't survived? The obituary. Hey, how did these guys die?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
I died in a hot dog collision.
A Wienermobile
Yeah.
accident.
Whoa.
What?
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, that probably would be the most embarrassing way to die. Like up there, definitely.
Well, I can think of other ways.
Yeah.
That would be one way I would not want to die.
Yeah, wearing a hot dog suit in a hot dog vehicle. That's. Ugh.
Well, you been to the movies lately?
I did watch a movie recently, probably like 3 weeks ago. It was the new Nicolas Cage movie, Longlegs. I don't know if you've seen that one, but he produced it and he also co-starred in it.
I like
So
Nicolas Cage.
yeah, he's a very wild actor. Like I love.
He's all over the place.
He is. That's my favorite part about him. Just like you never know what you're gonna get, and he always plays the same crazy person.
What's
in every.
Long Legs about? What,
Well, it's kind of interesting. It's like I would say it's like a older kind of like. It almost reminded me of The Exorcist. So it is like a horror movie, and there's like a lot of elements of like spirituality and religion involved. And he plays basically a person, like a devil worshiper, Nicolas Cage.
Really?
And he's like this guy who's like trying to kill like this little girl. I don't want to say he's trying to kill her, but basically, I don't want to give it away, but basically, yeah, it's like the Exorcist mixed with a little bit of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the grittiness of the film, because it's very like it's not as gruesome as that film, but it's very gritty. Like it feels disgusting to watch in a movie theater, if you know what I mean. Which those are always fun.
That's a movie I would not be interested in.
Any movie that you feel
unless there's some horses and guns and maybe explosions
Western,
here and things, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite TV shows is still Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah, Miss
I love
Kitty.
Gunsmoke.
There
I
you
just
go.
love Guns. It's
It's a
watched it as
classic.
a little kid. Now here it is.
Yeah.
The thing ran for 20 years.
That's crazy.
And most in black and white.
How come it was there a reason why it ended? Was there some sort of like drama behind the scenes, or is that something else? It's just
not
like
really.
a ran its
It's-
course,
it's-
basically.
Back then when they made a TV series, a season back then was like
35 episodes.
35
Yeah,
episodes. Not like now where they make a season is like
10
in the fall,
episodes.
then next season is they only make 9 or 10, but they would make 30. So you got 20 years of Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hundreds of episodes there are, but James Arness playing Matt Dillon. I read something about him. He insisted on being Matt Dillon, upstanding, always doing the right thing. They tried to write different scripts for him where he would have, maybe emotional problems. He said, nope, he wouldn't have it. Would not have any. He says, nope, I'm all, maybe getting him involved in some romantic things. Nope. He said, we're going to be upstanding. I'm going to be right and everything. So that's what people were looking for. So when he looked at Matt Dillon, he said, when people look at Matt Dillon, they know he's going to always do the right thing. So they had to write scripts around that and Burt Lancaster. You had Dennis Weaver playing Chester.
Yeah.
And then you had Burt Lancaster. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
A little bit.
But Burt Lancaster, and on his whole entire movie career and TV career, whatever, of course, he's gone now. He died a few years ago. But they asked him, of all the accomplishments you've done here, what was your favorite? He said, Gunsmoke. He said, I would have done Gunsmoke for the rest of my life.
Wow.
He said, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved being there on the set. I loved the people. That's the one I would do if I ever had to do it over.
That's awesome. That's yeah. I always enjoyed. I watched the show a little bit because my parents were big into it. So that was my way I saw Gunsmoke. But I always enjoyed Chester's character. He kind of reminded me of like a Barney Fife, like from Andy Griffith. Like they're kind of playing the goofy, complaining, like not complaining, but like a little whiny maybe. But
the thing I pick up from Gunsmoke, all of these people obviously are addicted to coffee. Mm-hmm. Every episode, they're going to make coffee somewhere, somehow. Here's a coffee.
Yeah,
want to have a cup of coffee?
That's right.
It's amazing there.
As I have like 2 coffees here, right next to me. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Matt Dillon was in World War II, right? He was a World War II veteran.
Oh, yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, he was a World War II vet. Actually, they had somebody else. They wanted John Wayne to play that part. And they had somebody else picked out. It was John Wayne who recommended James Arnett. He said, this is the guy you want to play this part of Matt Dillon. And so it was because of John Wayne.
Wow.
They picked up Matt Dillon to play, or James Arnett to play Matt Dillon.
Okay. I did not know. Well, you know what? John may have told me that before. Yeah. I'm not a big Western person, but I do like some of the older like spaghetti Westerns, I guess, with like
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
Fistful of Dollars.
Yes. Yeah. I love those films. I love how they were.
Those are classics.
Very close. Yeah, very much
classics.
so. Very much so. I'm trying to think. Oh, there's that. There's a movie with Humphrey Bogart. The Treasure,
Casablanca?
Is it The Treasure of Sierra Madre, I think?
Yeah, there's that one.
Would that be considered a Western? Because I really like that movie. It's kind of like a gold miner, Western-y. Yeah, that's a great one, too. Yeah.
Well, Casablanca is a classic.
Oh, Casablanca,
one of my favorite
for sure.
movies.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Play another one for me, Sam.
How many times have I seen that movie?
Man, when did you first watch that movie, Casablanca?
Oh, gosh.
Do you remember the first watch?
I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so much less when I watched that movie. But I remember I watched it several times. It comes on TV once in a while. TCM. I love that movie. Of course, when I was a kid, you watched Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. It came on every year as a special on television.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, Yeah, that's good. That's another one of those movies. I feel like either I don't know. I always loved The Wizard of Oz, but I've talked to some people and they're like, "Oh, it's okay." But it was like to me, like when I was like growing up, that was such a big deal because it would come on like a couple of times a year.
Yeah,
and you'd like sit around the TV and watch it. It was like
exactly.
How do you not feel the same way that I feel about this movie? And they're just like, "That's."
They used to do the same thing with Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. Okay.
You sit around and watch that too. I was like a 3 or 4 hour movie.
Yeah. And did they do it with The Sound of Music as well? I feel like that was like another big kind of thing. Yep. Maybe Thanksgiving-y time or Christmas.
Well, you're older than you look.
Yeah. Well,
one of the movies, Time Bandits. I don't know if you remember Time Bandits or not. That was George Harrison produced that movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Now Apple TV has come out with Time Bandits series.
Okay. Very interesting.
Starring Lisa Kudrow from Friends. Mm-hmm. And there's no dwarfs in it.
Interesting.
I mean, that's what makes the movie. I guess. Wait a minute. You can't.
You can't do that.
Everyone is, there's no. They were the ones that made that movie.
Yeah. Well, Dan, the time it is 9 o'clock, and I think we do have to head out now. But we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same bad time.
I think I'm here for another hour.
Oh, yep, that's right. I guess you'll be on the air DJing. So if you want to hear from Dan, you have the phone number. You can call in, and
I'm bound to push a wrong button.
That's right, which is totally fine. All right, guys, we'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.